Happy
All right.
Tuesday. How y'all doing?
Hey.
What's up? All good?
It is, man. It's like Virginia Tech. You ever see their intro when they come in? They always use Metallica. I know that wasn't Metallica, but I love college intros, man. When they all come in, they get hype. Love that, dude.
Metal intro.
Yeah.
Yes. Intense.
You could have had me fooled.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, and I know we're off of something. We'll jump right into crypto, but for me, I always like college much better than the pros. It's just more, they got a lot to lose. They can only lose 1 or 2 games, bro. You know what I mean? And that's that.
Put it all on the line.
That's it, bro. Yep.
But we got some people joining us real early here. Look at this. Craig already in the house.
Right on.
Came in early. Good evening.
Right on, man.
Been missing it. George,
Hey.
Good evening. Robin here.
Hey,
I all certainly
Robin.
been missing these well. Yes, thanks for showing. Time
See
for
you,
the
Will.
Monster Mash.
Yeah, George, Will. Awesome.
Josh,
What up, Josh? How's it going?
everybody piling in. Hello, Deb.
Good stuff. I heard Craig, and I'm not doxing people, Austin, but Craig out there traveling, meeting some bees. Awesome, man. Good to hear it, brother. I'm happy everybody gets to kind of, jump in and see each other in the IRL.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So, without further ado, I want to jump right in. We got some crypto news. What's going on? First, obviously, that kind of what everybody's been hearing about is the SBF, right? It's all the court case and all that's going on. We'll breeze right through there because that's ongoing. That's probably going to be like a six to 8 weeks that court case, and then I'll go through some crypto news and then talk about the Bitcoin, what Bitcoin's got going on. So they got some new technology. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's kind of rolling out more, right? People are more in use case of it. But let me jump in there. And I know, Tim, you got some stuff. You'll probably wrap it up, yeah? And I don't know. I think Austin has some great insight as well, brother. So let me jump in. As always, bro. Share screen. This is look, hey, now we're back to a StreamYard. No, this is StreamYard, right? Or is this
Yep.
Yeah. So we're using different platforms, checking it out, seeing what's best for us. And it's cool stuff. So just going to play this quick video. This is just Caroline entering the court. And after this, what's it's not too funny because again, this is people's lives, right? Is Sam Bankman-Fried's mom and dad at the end. But isn't it wild how all this stuff, obviously, it's not something that you want to be seen. So everybody's always surrounded, put their heads down, got glasses and hats, bro. What do we know? We don't know. We've never seen images of her, but yeah, I'm sure it's not comfortable stuff. But she's going in, and she lays it down. I'm gonna kind of, like I said, talk about the things she's kind of rolling out in court. But here you go. After this, there's his mom and dad. That's Sam Bankman-Fried's mom and dad, and they're rolling up in the court case too. So that just started right today, and like I said, Caroline Ellison. She said Sam Bankman-Fried told her to take billions from FTX customers. So as it coming out the gate, yeah, bro, no holds bar. When people have the potential to be behind bars for maybe a good portion of the rest of their life, yeah, all that stuff comes out, bro. Whether your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever you want to call it. So in a brief hearing at the trial, Caroline Ellison told jurors that old Sam directed her to commit crimes. So wow, bro, kind of crazy, huh? Down here, she said he directed me to commit these crimes. Ellison said in a brief 15-minute appearance before the trial broke for lunch. Alameda took several billions of dollars from FTX customers and used it for investments. That's what she said. She went on to say that the Alameda tool, $14 billion worth of FTX customers' funds were in total. That's crazy, man. That's
insane.
That's a lot.
It's insane.
$10 billion worth of money to repay its lenders. That's ridiculous amounts of money, man. But again, she says here, I thought Alameda's position was risky. She recalled in court saying that she didn't think the firm's balance sheet would inspire confidence in lenders. She added that Bankman-Fried suggested adding Paperbird, a company under which Sam held shares in FTX, could be added to the balance sheet to make Alameda look less risky than it was. And this is all the kind of stuff that we're talking about, paper and over things, throwing in whatever these tokens, as collateral or whatever they were doing, man. I guess everybody's going to see this court case. Like I said, it should probably about 6 to 8 weeks. And, somebody, I believe, should be going to jail, right? I don't know what you guys think. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is crazy. I've been reading a few of these like commentaries about the case on Twitter, and the partner, the other guy, Gary Wang, something like that. He's been doing the same thing, saying putting Sam Bankman-Fried underneath the bus. He directed me to commit financial crimes, and now this, the girlfriend saying he specifically told her to take $14 billion of customer money and use it. It's absolutely insane.
It is, man. Yep. And we know what it was. Hey, Tim, do you remember what it, Bernie Madoff? Well, how much? Do you know how much a roundabout? I'm not saying it's pull it off the, but you keep track of
remember
all
how big it was, but it was up there.
It was in the low
billions.
billions, right? Low billions, right? Single digit billions. But this is very big deal, man. And like I said, I think obviously people are going to be held accountable. At least I hope so. Or we really don't have justice around here, bro. Now, hey, I do have different feelings for people, but like with the kind of spokespeople and the marketing type of things with celebrities, some of that, I do understand they got paid, but a lot of that, I'm sure they didn't dig deep and understand that stuff. But that's also a cautionary tale. That's why we talk about doing your own research, even talking about things, right? Talking about projects you're into, or, you're going to start seeing as the bull market returns, people will be paid to be spokespersons for these type of projects. And it's on you. You're going to take money and kind of tell people about something. You better understand what they're all about, right? You better not just be like, okay, hey, I'm going to get paid. That's you're seeing repercussions, and like I said, there better be, or the justice system is jacked, right?
Well, I mean, I'll just, it's a crazy comparison maybe, but we've heard things about some of the sports companies, sports apparel that use young people to make their shoes and all this kind of stuff, and people get thrown under the bus for hiring those workers, and even some of the politicians got in trouble for some of the stuff that they've made deals with, where they're exploiting young people or just people from other countries, third world countries. He's saying, but that's one thing, and people don't like it, but they tolerate it. But in this case, where SBF is saying move money around so we can make it look better, is fraud, is criminal, and it's not right to exploit the workers in another country. I mean, obviously, if the minimum wage is a lot lower, or if there's no minimum wage and they're just getting away with paying them pennies, it's a sad case. But this is fraud. It's criminal. It's jail time, and he should spend a long time in jail, because that's all he was doing. It's not capitalism. That's just, so it's crazy. And I can't believe that they his partners, this Caroline and the other guy, didn't come out sooner saying, blow the whistle on them, because they shouldn't be. I mean, if you know about this stuff, you should blow the whistle a whole lot sooner than letting it go this far. It's just crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is, and remember, like, what is it, 2 Super Bowls ago, all the commercials, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy how fast all this just happened. And they were like tops, man. Even to you see with Binance, and he would, how that kind of came out. He's obviously, it was a competitor of his, and he kind of was helping all this along. Not being a part of it. I'm just saying, threw him under the bus. Having people look at what's going on, right? CZ. Amazon. This is another thing we've been talking about, kind of this stuff with gaming. How maybe the big kind of adoption would maybe come through that way. I know a lot of gamers are not big fans of all the crypto stuff, but obviously I think they're going to come around when they fully get a grasp of what that, this all can do for them. But Amazon and Immutable want to make it easier to launch crypto games, right? So the crypto firm Immutable has joined Amazon Web Services ISV Accelerate program to develop blockchain gaming infrastructure. So that's a good combination right there, right? Amazon's no joke, and with their web service, the AWS, because I use it. I think you use it too, Tim, with some of the things that we do with videos, and it's a great storage and all that stuff like that. So obviously, I know there's much more that it can be used than what we do it for. But this is a huge thing, I think, right? These two getting together, and this is what the Immutable X blockchain can now join AWS Activate, a program for startups that offers technical support up to 100,000 in AWS credits and other resources. So that's great, using these platforms and making it easier for people to build, make games. I think he's talking about here by joining AWS ISV Accelerate and AWS Activate programs. We're able to provide our vast network of game developers with a turnkey solution for quickly building and scaling Web3 games. That's a great thing, right? If we're talking about Web3 and introducing this thing to gamers and getting all behind what all this does. We've talked about it before. What's cool is in the future and all this stuff where you're looking with games is how you're going to be able to cross platforms, right? Things that you played maybe on Nintendo or he's gonna laugh at me again. Nintendo, PlayStation, or what? Sega,
Atari.
Xbox, Atari. But those cross platforms, you're going to be able to take what you've been doing and gathering in these different games and bring them over to other different platforms, different blockchains. So this is a great step. So people can all start kind of getting after it and starting building these games in Web3, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's crazy how dominant AWS became over the last, decade or so, maybe longer. There's at some point where I think I was reading that 60 or 70% of all quote unquote successful startups were all using AWS to run their servers. There's something like that. So absolutely insane. Uber, Lyft, Instacart, you name it. All these, the Airbnb, all these startups that happened over the last decade and a half, they were all using AWS and to host their websites and all their infrastructure. So it's crazy how powerful AWS became, and very costly. It's like $100,000 in credits. Sounds like a lot, but in reality, for running this type of servers and infrastructure, AWS is very costly. But anything to help make the infrastructure for crypto and Web3 easier is always good news.
Absolutely. Well, that's what's funny, and I think you use it a little bit too, Tim, is with like I was saying with videos. But AWS is exactly what Austin was talking about. It was too expensive because I streamed. I had my own channels on Roku, made my own content, had TV channels on there and all that stuff. But the cost was ridiculous. So I had to go to what the heck is that other? It's like YouTube, but come on, how did I not?
Rumble?
Not Rumble. No, it's whatever. I'm not going to remember right off now at the top of my head. But
Vimeo.
literally, huh?
Vimeo.
That is it. Thank you. So yeah, I paid like a yearly thing of like $400 or $500. That covered all of my streaming into there because it on AWS ridiculous amounts, like Austin was saying, as it was streaming, because every time somebody played it, yeah, dude, it was just racking it up. So I had to find something else, and Vimeo was the solution. So yeah, I mean, it's great that we have all these options. Still all very centralized, but as Austin was talking about scaling, this has done a great thing right now. But going up, going towards the future, it hopefully, like I said, a lot of this stuff we can figure out on how to make it not so centralized. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, the AWS for large organizations that they're talking about, where people are going to be gaming and there's going to be thousands and thousands of people on at the same time, and you need that kind of support and what do they call that? Where it's repetitive, on servers, repetitive across the globe. Then that's when it all works. When we're getting the hits in the thousands, it doesn't make sense to have that much redundancy across the globe for our local videos and all that kind of stuff. So it was expensive for the little guy,
right?
But, obviously, giving operations that are going global and seriously global, that kind of power is very valuable. So
huge,
expensive as it was. That's where the value was really earned.
Well, that's wrapping it up here. AWS, for gaming, offers cloud computing platforms, data storage services. In the gaming sector, it offers cloud gaming services, game servers, game security services, game analytics, video game artificial intelligence, and machine learning offerings. So, and it does more than that. But that's when you don't have all of that infrastructure, what an awesome place to be able to kind of go do that. And cool that they found somebody that's going to partner up and do this gaming thing in the crypto and blockchain space. So real quick too, I'm going to go run through the news today, and this is just what went on with crypto today, right? Binance freezes Hamas-linked accounts after Israeli request. So Hamas is a designated terrorist organization by the United Nations. Therefore, any organization, including banks and trading platforms, will need to cooperate on the receipt of freeze requests. This is not something Binance can decide on its own. But, as everybody knows, all the stuff that's going on, there you go, man. They put them up and are freezing all their assets, right? So, I know we all talk about decentralization, centralization. There is actually probably a good thing where, that can be frozen up and locked up, right? So I know we all, because again, that's what I'm all about. But there you go. That's also a great, thing that you need to be able to do as well.
Yeah, well, not to get too political on that one, but I'll just add that I think it was, and I didn't bring up the whole story because I go there too much, but RFK Jr. Is going independent. He's a very pro Bitcoin candidate, and he's gone independent. He's not going to primary Joe Biden or anybody else in the Democratic Party. But connected to this part was he started following Bitcoin seriously when the truckers in Canada had their Bitcoin and all their crypto frozen. Canada did that, and that's a line that obviously shouldn't have. The truckers were not terrorists and all this kind of stuff, but Canada was freezing their funds. People remember people were donating Bitcoin to the truckers and everything, and Canada was stepping up and getting in the way of all that. So that was definitely not right. And RFK Jr., that's when Bitcoin came on his radar and thought that was wrong, and thought that Bitcoin was a worthwhile thing. But if you have to stop terrorists like what's going on over there doing, that's awful, and definitely anything that can be done to slow them down is a good thing.
Well, one thing to clarify here too is that they're able to freeze it because it's on a centralized platform. So Binance is a centralized exchange. So Binance essentially used their power of freezing the accounts to stop to freeze their crypto. But if they had held these on their own custodial wallets, self custody, then Binance wouldn't have that power. There wouldn't be the power to freeze the assets. Now they'd run into an issue of trying to, liquidate or find peer-to-peer, transactions. But in reality, this isn't. I just don't want to make it confused where people are like, "Oh, well, I thought crypto was decentralized and they couldn't stop it." Well, yes, but if you have your crypto store, sitting in a centralized exchange or a centralized entity where they have control over it, they can choose what they want to do. So, big clarification there.
Well, and we all still need on ramps and off ramps, right? So there's still all of that kind of bottleneck. Anyway, we'll see how it goes and looks, getting into the few years ahead, but we'll see. Yeah, and that's a great point. Thanks, Austin. I just wanted to highlight that too. Obviously, there's a huge difference of Palestine and Hamas, right? So they did this to Hamas, not the actual organized government. SBF seeks to probe FTX lawyers. Okay, their roles in $200 million Alameda loans. And down here, this is literally, like I said, they're lawyers. So you're starting to see the evidence come out, right? And I just want to pull this up. This is all stuff, what's going on. What were the attorneys involved in the loans, right? The government direct examination of Mr. Wang, that's who you were talking about earlier, has already elicited the FTX attorneys were present and involved in the structuring and executing the loans, right? And they knew. That's what I'm saying. It's starting to be, where everybody's like, if you remember when all this happened, oh, I didn't know. It was not, I just was there, So
the craziest thing was SBF going on Spaces every single day to defend his case, and playing League of Legends at the same time.
Right.
Dude, he wasn't taking it serious, bro. Because you however he disassociated himself, he was not taking it serious. And because you said he was literally doing Spaces, playing games, right? Isn't that what you're saying? It wasn't.
Yeah, he was just joining Spaces to tell everybody, relax, we got this, everything's fine. I'm sorry, we're gonna get it figured out. And then in the background, you can hear a bunch of clicks happening. Yeah. And so just people on the internet, people in the space listening, they remembered that SBF was a big League of Legends game player. And so they look, and he was actually online playing at the same time as the Spaces. So all of his clicks that he's sitting there doing was him playing video games in the background while trying to defend himself on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy world. So they want to know what was the nature of their involvement. What documents did they prepare? What were the terms of the loan and Mr. Wang's obligations under the loan? Whether Mr. Wang had any concerns about the loans at the time he signed them. So obviously there's paper trails, there's emails, there's all kinds of stuff. And again, all of this is going to be laid out, man. And we'll see. Kind of crazy, man. But this is what I'll end on is the Bitcoiner drops BitVM, right? Paper. Compute anything on Bitcoin. And like I said, I just want to kind of run through this. This is a new kind of thing that this Bob Bodley, and I'm going to go over to his tweet he had about this. But BitVM, everything you need to know and more. BitVM is a new optimistic rollup, plus fraud proof, plus Taproot, Leaf, Bitcoin script computing paradigm designed by Robin Linus at Zero Sync. They published an excellent white paper this morning, reviewed by Super Testnet and Sam Parker. And so I'm going to go over this tweet. And he's got the little bite size, right? Too long, don't read. I'm not going to go through all the technical deep stuff. I'll go here. But this is his tweet. If you want to look at it, it's Bob Bodley, PhD. It's at Bob Bodley. And you can check out what's going on with this kind of thing with Bitcoin, right? And then I want to go into what an EVM is, which is Ethereum virtual machine. So this is a Bitcoin virtual machine, right? I'll go into a little bit of what that is. Not too technical, not getting too geeky, just kind of just going over this stuff. This is not a silver bullet solution first, okay? No, BitVM is not as good as EVM, which is the Ethereum one. BitVM is slower, more expensive, and more complex. The core benefit of BitVM is we get additional programmability right now on Bitcoin without an upgrade. No new opcodes needed. No soft fork needed. Ready to go right now. That's pretty cool. Easy potential use cases, including decentralizing various parts of applications that currently rely on centralized services. Okay, that's awesome. The congestions, obviously, people talk about with Bitcoin sometimes the slow, and that's why they use the Lightning Network. No BitVM, no. BitVM doesn't solve trustless bridging for sidechains, likely requires covenants. Yes, BitVM is strictly better than Greg Maxwell's 2016 ZKP contingent payment example. I don't know what that is. So just being straight up with you. BitVM is very complex to understand and implement. Upgrading Bitcoin with an opcode could accomplish the same thing. And very quickly, like I said, I just wanted to go over, so you know what the EVM is, right? It's just Ethereum virtual machine. Let me pull it up a little bit here. And if you had anything, were you hear anything about this today, Austin? Or
no, I haven't seen anything about this today.
All good. So I just wanted to, like I said, read a little bit what this is. The Ethereum virtual machine, as mentioned, an EVM compatible blockchain implements what we call the Ethereum virtual machine. If you've used a virtual machine before, you know it's essentially a computer that's running on top of another computer. The EVM is a computer running on top of a blockchain. That's what the EVM is. The Ethereum virtual machine functions in similar ways, such as acting as a runtime environment to the Ethereum network. Like any virtual machine, the EVM is a computer. Some call it the world computer, and it stores immutable data on Ethereum, and it executes the codes in smart contracts. Those smart contracts could be tokens, NFTs, governance, dApps, gaming dApps, etc. So again, light version we're talking about on Bitcoin and what they're trying to do over there. So that's kind of wild, right? So, you know, a lot of people always kind of with Bitcoin store value, you know, looks like they're trying to add, you know, some other things that look, you know, like a little bit like Ethereum. So there you go, right? Smart contracts, that's obviously one big thing why we all love Ethereum, of what this kind of allows you to do. dApps, decentralized applications, layer 2 scaling solutions. And this is talking about down here, the Binance. These are ones that kind of built on top of it, right? Binance, Polygon, Tron, Avalanche. So these are all what you can do when you have these EVMs. And like I said, I just wanted to touch on that. That was pretty cool news, I think, for Bitcoin. So much bullish things going on in this space. It's kind of getting ridiculous, right? I don't know how they're going to keep the lid too much more on what's going on here. Yeah.
Did you say bullish?
Bullish, man.
You're getting bullish, Ray?
I'm getting bullish there, Austin. It's getting ridiculous over here. So
that's not financial.
Damn time.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. It's been a bit, man. But you know, there you go. That's kind of what I want to talk about, you know.
Great stuff.
Thank you, man.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, I don't know if you've seen how many monsters you've gotten a chance to take a look at, but I wanted to show off this one.
Okay.
Because the Sergeant Unity made an appearance. But very cool. Unity monster. This one's in Maine. There's a couple Unities out there if people want to grab them. So first one out.
Yo, I like his compass, dude. He's got a nice compass.
Got the direction down. He's ready to go.
That's very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Thought I'd show that one off.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Little plug. But you know, we love the monsters, so you know,
we do. It's right.
Back to the news. This one was the judge sides with Ripple, denies the SEC an appeal. I think we might have heard about this one.
We're losing you a bit, man. Again.
What? Here we go.
Here we go.
I'll stay after it. But yeah, XRP, which is still floating around 50 cents. The judge denied the SEC's motion, claiming the regulator failed to meet the burden to show that they were controlling questions of law or substantial grounds for the difference of opinion on the matter, being whether it was a security or not. The regulator appealed against the court's July decision, declaring that the retail sales of XRP token did not meet the legal definition of security, and the SEC argued there was substantial ground for differences of opinion. So, yeah, the SEC tried but got shot down. So, crypto lawyers are divided over the significance of the court order, while many lawyers and commentators chalked up the decision as a substantive win for Ripple in its case against the regulator. And the legal experts have urged the public to temper their enthusiasm. Yeah, so this doesn't mean go out and buy XRP because it's still a battle that's ongoing, and the SEC has
Gary Gensler's a big loser, man.
Yeah, but he's a big roadblock on this one. But it doesn't, just because they denied him the appeal doesn't mean you should run out, grab, up, as much X.
Oh, you went away, man.
I'm here. So, that was that one. And then that one, the next one was Europe is winning. And this is Coinbase saying that because Coinbase does operate globally. They're making deals throughout Europe. This week, their team has been in Paris for Blockchain Week, and they spoke to his team and colleagues on the ground there and had first attended the event in Coinbase 2019. Back then, At the time, already impressive tech ecosystem under development in the edge of the city, but more up and coming than established. This year is being held in a private space in Bar, arguably the greatest national treasure, the Louvre. Sorry, French pronunciations. But it's in one of the most respected museums. Yeah. But back to this, they're saying that the UK last year steadily following through on its ambition to become the leading crypto hub. And this is being led from the highest levels of the UK government, from the Chancellor and to the Economic Secretary and the newly created Department of Science, Innovation, and Technology. So the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, will be speaking there at FinTech and coming up in April. And it's an opportunity to congratulate the UK policymakers and regulators for the vibrant ecosystem their good work has helped create, and offer thoughts on how the UK can go even farther on its adoption of crypto. So yeah, this is just the CEO is over there working with the UK to win people over to UK and into Europe to have the crypto regulations in place so that they can do business over there. So that's pretty intense. And he just says that he was wishing that the US was as aggressive as they're being.
Oh yeah, they need it, man. I mean, we need it.
We need it, yeah.
100%. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people building, right, and kind of just waiting in the wings. I know a lot of stuff is being set up, right, and as soon as kind of regulations and all that stuff come out, I believe you'll start seeing a lot of stuff that's been working on, even too, like just. And I know this is not crypto or web, but it is Web3. You start seeing things like even Meta with those cool, those Ray-Bans. That's cool stuff, right? That's all part of that, that Web3 kind of universe we're all talking about. So, I mean, there's all kinds of people doing and building. But yes, this is not good where, people are kind of just leaving, right, offshore.
Yeah, they're trying to scoop up a lot of the innovators and bring them over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then another story back on the beat was Chinese government-owned newspaper to launch an NFT platform.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a new one, October 9th. So this is just out. But Ray, we haven't been doing this show for more than 2 years, and I think it was a couple times the Chinese pulled out of crypto and everything else, and the market tanks. And now this newspaper over there, the China Daily, an English language newspaper owned by the publicity department of the Chinese Communist Party, wants to create its very own metaverse and non-fungible token platform. So from being all out to going all in just the last year is pretty funny, but also scary to watch because you don't know when they're going to turn around and change their mind.
Well, that's because China's old school, man. Look,
that's old school.
There you go.
That's old school.
Yeah, no school like the old school.
Exactly right. So they're trying to build this and put it together, and they're taking bids from outside the Chinese government to build this as well.
Yep.
And this one says, in addition to its own platform, project goals, the audience groups domestic and overseas mainstream NFT platforms suitable for issuing digital collections will be selected to issue NFT digital collections. Foreign platforms include OpenSea, Rarible, Super Rare, and Foundation. So all these guys can compete to come into that space. But again, you got to do that with what they say, with a grain of salt, because they could turn around and say, "Oh, we're out."
Well, it wasn't just them. I mean, man, when we used to do these with China, it was Russia. It was back and forth, man. It was a clown show, and that's why I'm saying that's why all this manipulation goes on, man. And it's just funny. At least at least we understand now. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine again. I'm so glad that we've been through this. 4 or 5 years of just kind of seeing how all this works. Right? It's been better. Obviously, we were back here 7, 8 years, but we've been through it, man. And whatever happens with them, right? We just know this next big move is now going to start a real market. That's what I believe, right? Is going to be a real market. Of course, it can still be kind of fudded with, right? And all this kind of stuff, but it's going to be a whole different, there's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
That's coming, right? That's what I think. So cool stuff, man.
Well, I guess the last story, I guess we could talk about, but the mainstream media always messes with what's going on. The trouble is that this market is so young and so
Yeah, get in there.
Has so much volatility that it really swings a lot when people get news that's not entirely true, and especially when you know China says we're out and we're in, and then we're out again, and now they're building their own platform. So that stuff's incredibly confusing to the entire world, and they're like, oh, now crypto's dead. It's vapor. It's not going to work. So you got to be careful about all that stuff, especially in a young market like that. When you talk about established market, whether it's oil or gold or whatever, you kind of know all the players and how much that usually trades and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to make swings that are as deep and as
that's
hard
tool
with,
that they're
crypto.
using. It's not going to work as much, right? If they do that again, it's not. People are just going to whatever. I mean, we were doing it just even this last time. It's not going to be so much of a tool in their toolbox, right? It's not going to work as much. Yeah.
Right. Isn't that right, Austin?
Absolutely. They have they're just toying with us.
Yep.
Yeah. And then this goes back to Bitcoin and central bank digital currencies. This is from Bitcoin Magazine, so obviously they're going to be a little biased towards the Bitcoin,
Just a little
bit,
just a little. But they were talking here. Central bank digital currencies can't compete with Bitcoin because, like we're saying, there's players in there, whether it's China's central bank digital currency or the FedNow coin. They're going to have control over what goes on with that coin. And when you have someone that can, play with how it's worked or used or anything like that, it's not the same as Bitcoin, which, is one and done. The paper's out, Bitcoin's there. We know how much is coming out and how it's going to change over the years, every 4 years with the halving, all that kind of stuff. It's all written already. And it's not like the central bank digital currencies where, they vote or the emperor makes a decision and everything changes. So they just go on to say more about how it's open and permissionless architecture. It has the first mover advantage, being coming out. What was that in 2009, right?
Yep.
User-centric monetary policy. It's all about the 21 million coins, merit-based minting process. All the stuff about how Bitcoin is more powerful than any central bank digital currency that's going to be coming out.
Separation of state and money. Let's fucking go.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's what
got to happen, man. It's got to happen. This old stuff.
And this one,
good.
This is the last one I got, Ray. I don't know how much you want to talk about it. This one's a little older. You pointed out to me, but decentralized media, because we were talking about the media and the FUD that comes out of the media. But Web3 is the solution to biased and trust issues in the new opinion piece out of CoinDesk. I just found it pretty interesting. But they were talking about how the New York Times has such a reputation, but they also, have plants on the other side, and they're just breaking big stories. But he wants to see, this reporter here, wants to see the rise of what was it called, DME, which is decentralized media, and the New York, they'll be subscribers and they would write for the New York Times, but this is the problem with that. It's been owned by the same family for 120 years, and they are the ones who pick the stories and where they get the reporters who report on these stories. So there's a trust problem there when you're following a single owner who owns the paper and how they do their reporting. So it's just a big push for the decentralized media. Right?
Yes, I agree. I'm all about that.
Media blocks.
Maybe something called media blocks. That'd be great, man.
Yeah.
Well, it is. That's why it is my thing. I'm glad. I appreciate you brought that up because I do. I think that has to be fixed. I think that's one of the biggest main, issues right now, anyways. And it's across the board. It's all institutions, it's our governments. A lot of people have just kind of lost trust in everything, right? And it's really sad to see because even now, I think one of the last few things that still had a lot of trust was the military, and even now that is dwindling, and that's what sucks, man. Hopefully, something like that. Maybe we could talk about some kind of credit system, right? When you write good things and enough people back you and you can do some things like that. You can get some kind of cool reward. I think we used to talk about a TCR. That's a great system of maybe doing something for media or all kinds of things, just like Angie's List. You see Angie's List and how companies get reviews. And, we all know, Tim, how that stuff gets gamed, right? People do that. I know they do it. They try to do an all right job of making sure that they're getting real reviews and things like that. But if you could do things, like I said, on a blockchain or have this token curated registry and do things like that, maybe that's something else we could do another maybe a show on and talk about what that is, right? What is a TCR and how does that operate? How could that work with media or review systems, or even how like restaurants and how they do with their reviews, or Google My Business, how all that would work, where you do get credit for being truth, right? For being real and for stories that people want to read. And that's the other thing people don't realize with the media. It's not always that they're just telling you lies. It's about what they put in front of you, right? It's that's huge. People don't know that, if you get to pick and choose here's what we're going to feed them today, that's a great way to steer people down a path, right? So that's a very powerful position that people maybe don't fully understand. That's why Google, that's a super powerful company, man. I know I'm not talking, like people don't know, but the algorithm and how that suggests when you put a keyword in, that's crazy, right? You have billions in people that use that. And when you can throw that up there and you can manipulate it and however you want, that's a huge thing. So I think that's awesome. Hopefully, like I said, that is why I have media blocks. That's what I want to do with it. Somehow kind of fix that, right? That's a big deal. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like when we send people over to Medium to read those articles that we like and push out and give them claps and stuff like that. That's important that we're able to do that to independent writers, thinkers that get to share that stuff, so that we can be educated from something other than the mainstream media, where it's all just churned from every station. It's the same story that goes out on every station.
Right. Yeah, but I don't mean to jump in, Austin, if you had something, and I know what the TCR stuff. But imagine too, if you keep putting up, just because it's your buddy, right? You keep putting up this thing and voting for it, right? And it doesn't get as many votes, and people start kind of getting away from that. It kind of takes away from you if you're giving it like you said, claps, and those claps are like a token, and maybe it's some kind of monetary reward or something. And you're not on the right side. You're losing it, right? You're losing it. The other side that's all pushing up somebody that has real content, real, good fact-finding missions, and have, people that are giving real news stories. That's the one that's getting the most claps, and yours are just really nothing, and just kind of, you're not going to get it. So what'll happen is that person that was trying to do it for your buddy, right? You're going to go and start really giving the claps to who deserves it, right?
Well, there should be a follow-up system of, if you're given claps to stories or events that have meaning and purpose, that you should get rewarded for liking the right story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not the right story. I'm saying that the wrong way. But when you pick the right stories, you get rewarded for that. Because if you're going and just supporting your friend that goes off on his own, and he doesn't have a voice that people like or trust, then your claps are worthless. But you wouldn't, your rank of giving out claps doesn't have credibility.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not gonna back independent across the spectrum, then your whole ranking doesn't have any credibility.
Yeah. Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good
man.
stuff.
Righto.
Very cool. So while you were talking, Ray, I was throwing up some of these comments in here, and M2 Hat Girl says she filmed Steve 34 for the Monster Challenge.
Oh,
onions are so yummy. And
hey, do
Robin
some of
says
them.
that she's
You want me? I can
ready to do
jump
that.
over there. I want to look up some of the Monster Challenge. Those are awesome, man.
Do it.
Let me share, and I'll go back over there. Share screen. Okay. Twitter. Hold on.
Where'd that music go?
I don't know. You turned it all the way down, man.
I was
What'd
trying
you
to
say?
hear
The hashtag Monster Challenge? Is that what you said, Austin?
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Hashtag
there we are
Monster
live.
Challenge.
Yeah, look, see, it comes right up, man. There we go. Right on.
Searching music.
There's Will T.
Will
Will T,
T.
play him up.
Monster Challenge.
So yeah, he got.
What is the Monster Challenge all about? Well, it's all these crazy people going around eating onions.
But everybody's you gotta check this out, man. I mean,
Scroll down to that wild man.
There you go.
Oh boy.
I want to jump to it, but yes, he's crushing it. He's got not only going to do an onion, Austin. He's dropping a tequila. There you go. And that ain't no joke of an onion, my man. That's a healthy onion, man. That might be some tech. So there he goes, throwing the salt. Right, he got his lime. I'll go watch it.
So you get your salt here just like this. You ready how we do it in Texas? You'll like that off. You throw that some things over there and you drink.
So that's it. So he just ate an onion and then just did a tequila shot. There's me. I was passing it off. There you go. And there, Dev was knocking it out, man. He got C4, knocked out push-ups, did some curls. He did all kinds of stuff, man. He's crushing it. And there's Josh up in a tree.
And his dog hamming it up there.
It is. My man's up in a tree. Two hands, guy. 2 hands. Right? So yes, hat sack. Listen, she was allergic to onions, right? And she still ate a piece. So she had a whole table of all kinds of stuff. There you go. There's the geezers. That's an awesome scene right there, bro.
Oh
but
yeah.
No, man, this is amazing, right? It's cool just seeing. I mean, look at all the real people in this community, man. It's cool. There's he did a nice.
Go to the end.
Here he goes.
I was not expecting this.
This is a roof, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Inspector Matt, there you go, brother. Jumping off a roof, and that's what I'm talking. Here, Moresha, down in Ibarra. Yes, she's eating onions. It's very cool, man. Great to see. Just going through all this stuff. Hey, another thing too. I wanted to give a cool shout out to Levitated Arts, man. Dude, that's awesome. If you're not following Levitated Arts, at NFT Noob 23, you need to follow him because he just made some cool monster art, bro. That is awesome.
That's a legendary monster right there too.
That is legendary, bro. He's got the eyes, but it's cool. Look, got the upside down happy face, and got the monster up there, man. That's straight up Levitated Arts original, man. Very cool. So check it out, man, and give him some comment love. Get in there, like it, and comment and share that. That's awesome. Very cool. But that's what it's all about. That's what I love about being in this space, man. We just keep on keeping on.
Absolutely.
Righto. Anything else you guys got? No? Wrap it up.
All good. Play us out, Ray.
Play us out. I'm gonna jump in. We'll do the outro with our little astronaut guy, right? There you go.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Later.
Appreciate everybody. Yeah, thank you all.
See you next time.
Give us a like, little thumbs up, and then if you're not subscribed, get over to YouTube, subscribe, and follow us all on Twitter. We got our handles up here. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.